What makes a video aesthetically pleasing? When we talk about aesthetics, we talk about the things that guide the work of our art, defined in its own way. But when we talk about aesthetically pleasing videos, how do we visually show the world that this too is pleasing to the human eye? Is it what we decide to shoot in our films that make our videos aesthetically pleasing? Is it what time during the day we decide to film? Or is it as simple as pressing record and hoping for the best? Hello and welcome to another episode of this channel. My name is Jonathan, or you guys can just call me Yoni for short. And in today's video, we're going to talk about 3 ways of how to make your videos more aesthetically pleasing. Now, when we talk about how to make your videos more aesthetically pleasing, a lot of people may think that there are certain rules and guidelines you have to follow in order to achieve your videos to become aesthetically pleasing. But in actuality, especially in the creative world, there really are no rules on how to achieve anything, really. It's just a matter of what makes you feel good and what speaks to you the best. And just to keep note of, these are just things that have helped me with my projects, and hopefully you guys can implement these strategies in your future projects as well too. Number 1 is location, location, location. Deciding what location you plan to shoot at is basically the premise of how your visual environment will look to people. This is the framework that sets the overall look to your videos, and in my opinion, I think location is the most important component of filmmaking than anything else. Without the right location, you have no base foundation. When it comes to locations, try and find a spot as appealing to your eye as possible, and be sure to use leading lines to frame your subject when filming. Also, try and ask yourself a few questions. Do you want to shoot outside? Do you want to shoot indoors? Answering those questions will help you narrow down your next spot of where you're going to be filming at. Number 2 is my favorite one, color grading. Some people think there's a lot that goes into making your videos look good, but in reality, all it is just a fire color grade on your videos. Try and think about color theory. What colors go together, how warm you want your shadows to look, how cold. Once you've solidified what stands out to you on your colors, go for it. Maybe you like your colors on your videos to look warm, or maybe you like them to look cold, or dramatic, or shadowy, vivid, or even soft. All these styles will help identify your videos as your own type of aesthetic that most people even may recognize for. So be sure to lock in on your color grade, because to me, color grading is definitely the pinnacle of how to establish your video in an aesthetically pleasing way. And then finally, I would say that lighting is also a very, very, very important component of achieving a really aesthetically pleasing video. I think a lot of us can agree when I say that lighting creates such a big difference to your videos and to your projects. It essentially sets the tone and the emotion of your videos. Whether you try to use bright lighting for your setups or you like to add a lot of shadows, it all just really depends on what emotion you want to depict. Now for me, personally speaking, that is, I absolutely love shadows. I love when things are half lit. I think adding shadows to your subject or to certain scenes causes your projects to become more cinematic. Because when you have too much lighting on your setups especially, I don't know, I just feel like it looks a bit commercialized at times. And for me, I always want my projects to look as authentic as possible. So my typical style, especially when it comes to lighting, is definitely adding some shadows and texture into that component. But as mentioned before, these are all just my ways on how I like to achieve an aesthetically pleasing video for my projects. And I think I can keep an open mind when saying that some of you might agree with some of these strategies, some of you might not, but that's the beauty with creating. There's always going to be more than one right answer. It just depends on how you want people to perceive your projects and to perceive your art, and most importantly, what you want to see as well come to life. And that is going to do it for today's episode, guys. As always, I'm going to keep it simple. Deuces.